Recording now. Hi.
Hi.
It's Brody.
And Dani.
And we're in the car.
Yep.
We're recording a video now because we're like, fuck it.
Yeah, basically.
So,
sorry we haven't been posting for a while.
Yeah, it was my birthday just recently.
It's been really chaotic.
Yeah, it's been really chaotic. We had to move our recording studio for the fourth time now.
Yeah, about fourth time.
Yeah, fourth time. We had to move it to my room.
I mean, I know our 10 whole subscribers, 5 of them are probably duplicates.
Yeah.
Are really worried about that, but we're gonna be posting a lot more soon.
So we're recording this video until Dani's phone runs out of space, I'm pretty sure.
Yep, pretty much. We're in the car right now.
Yeah, we said that.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, what were we doing this weekend?
Oh, we went to my house in another state.
Yep.
Because I wanted to see my mom and my sister, because I don't live with them right now, because my dad's holding them hostage. And Brody came with me, because... Yeah.
It was fun. We went to the mall.
Yep. I got another tattoo.
Shout out to Cass. I told you I would do it.
I love Cass.
Love you, bud.
We love you. Just a year off of chemo too recently, so woo!
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's not really
So we're basically just talking.
Yeah.
And recording it because we're shitty uploaders.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Any content's good content.
It's like the first episode of DorkCast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I guess it is.
Yeah. So this is our podcast. It's called DorkCast.
That was the original name of Two Dorks before Brody realized how shitty he is at naming things.
Yeah. So, we're just gonna be recording and the first episode is in the car.
Yeah, and once it cuts out, it cuts out. So we're sorry for mid-story. If you guys are interested in us doing things like this again, let us know.
Yeah.
All right.
This will be totally unscripted, unedited.
Yeah.
It'll be great.
Wait, like we edit our videos?
I edited the vlog.
Yeah, the vlog, but this isn't a vlog.
Yeah, this is a vlog.
This is a podcast.
This is a podcast.
Yeah, jeez, Dani.
Oh.
Dani.
Dani.
Damn, Daniel.
Do not leave. Get out of my car. Tuck and roll.
Click.
He's leaving. So the audio is shit. I'm sorry, but we're in a car.
Yeah.
So
what was our topic that we were just talking about? Pathfinder.
Pathfinder.
Yeah. So, little background. I am going to be hosting a Pathfinder game for Dani and Caleb, maybe another person. I don't know. I kind of want to keep it a small group, but I at least want more than one person to incorporate some kind of...
I would like to actually do a campaign with more than one person.
Yeah.
So, usually it's just Brody and I.
Yeah. I mean, I would do a... It just really... Yeah. It's difficult doing things.
Yep.
Being a DM is hard.
Yeah.
Don't let anybody tell you any otherwise. It's easy to run a D&D game, but it's hard to prepare for one, and the time it takes to do a D&D thing is difficult because it requires at least like an hour, maybe 2.
Uh-huh.
And scheduling it so all the other players can do it, difficult.
Yep.
Like I'm running a D&D campaign with not Dork Meat, Orc Meat. Crossover coming soon, shout out.
Woo!
So that's a thing. And we were doing a campaign with them. I'm him. And it's difficult because Caleb's constantly busy with work. And see, they say I'm busy, but the truth behind that is my one eye, my left eye, during the whole several days they were available, swelled completely shut.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was there for that.
It was fun.
It was not fun.
Don't let her fool you. It was amazing. I put on a pirate accent, and it was great. So, shiver me timbers. Continuing with Pathfinder. So, we were doing topics, right? First,
because I'm bored and I'm gonna fall asleep at the wheel.
Yeah, and I don't want to die. So, I'm willing to do anything to keep her awake. So, we were doing topics. One of them was Donald Trump. Topical, right?
Fuck him.
Alright, Dani. Let's keep our opinions to ourselves.
Fuck Donald Trump.
Gently. After a nice wine and cheese tasting. Anyway, just kidding. Not really. Fanfic coming out. I'll do a narration for it.
Oh, I'll write it. Let's do it. This is a thing now.
Yep, we're doing it.
Okay.
We're doing our fanfic. Anyway, so, Pathfinder. See, Dani explained... she didn't really explain anything. So I told her the history of Pathfinder.
I just he was like, yo, Pathfinder topic, go. I'm like, what are you talking about?
No, the topic was Pathfinder ideas, and you asked me, what does that mean? I'm like, nope, it's a topic, gotta roll with it.
Yep, so I was just like, well, Pathfinder is not D&D, but is similar to D&D and was before D&D, question mark. And then I kind of got like a history lesson on Pathfinder, which is pretty nice.
Okay, here, for the fans, I'll do with a history lesson right now. So, Pathfinder is dubbed as the house rules of D&D 3.5. Because D&D 3.5, aka 3rd edition, but a little bit better, because it was in between 3rd and 4th, aka 3.5, was released, but they gave it to where they had an open license rule. So anybody could upload any of their content using their system. So a company decided, hey, let's make a whole role-playing system called Pathfinder using their system, with a little couple of tweaks and everything. And that's how Pathfinder got created.
Yep.
It's such a connected system, even though, that on the back of some of their books it says compatible with D&D 3.5 Dungeons & Dragons. So, that's fun. Now, shall I say what I originally thought about when I was
go ahead.
Alright, so my idea when saying Pathfinder as our topic situation, Pathfinder ideas, is I was going to go through some of my ideas that I have for Pathfinder campaigns.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Fun times.
And I won't do those now.
Oh.
Because...
Should I describe my character concept?
Yes, but now knowing that we are for sure adding more people, we might have to tweak it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
So basically, I was like...
Make sure to speak loud, I'm sorry.
I'm speaking loud.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I want this to be good content.
It's not going to be good audio. We've already established that.
I know, but we should do this again sometime. Just this is nice.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
Just talk and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so my character idea, because Brody's like, you can have anything. I'm like, anything. It's like, anything.
Pathfinder, see, side note by Brody, again. Pathfinder has, tons of races and a cajillion classes. Okay, not cajillion. They have a lot of classes to choose from, but, a cajillion subclass kind of things to choose from. They don't do subclasses, which is kind of everyone knows what a skill tree is. If you don't, unsubscribe.
Do not unsubscribe, we need you.
Yeah, we do. Well, we know all of our subscribers, and they all know what a skill tree is, so we're fine. So, if you had the choice of furthering your skills in stealthing, you can, or furthering your skills in killing people, you can. So, but instead of subclasses, they have things called archetypes. And basically, you swap out your innate core class abilities for other abilities. So, imagine you have a gun with a silencer on it and a scope. Well, say you can swap out the silencer for more bullets or faster fire rate, or the scope for whatever, the ability to wield 2 guns. You know what I mean? It's you customize the core of the class. You don't branch off onto it. As in current D&D, it's you have a gun, and later you get to choose if you want to attach a silencer or a clip, an extra clip or whatever.
So yeah.
Yeah. So you were continuing. Sorry for the interruption.
So we were sitting in my room shooting the shit, and I was like, "Yo, I want to be a boohag," and he's like, "What the fuck is that?" And I'm like, "Well, it's my favorite monster of all time, and it's basically a woman who does not have skin and just crawls into people's room and eats their breath. And then if they wake up, she steals their skin."
It sounds exactly, when she says eat your breath, it sounds exactly what you think it is.
Yeah.
I was confused at first, but nope, it is exactly what you think.
Yep. She just sucks out your breath. Do your demon noise, Brody.
I'm not doing my demon noise.
Why?
Because, continue.
You do it to me all the time.
Yeah, I know, it's fine.
And it's really disturbing.
Yeah, anyway. See, now I'm letting them imagine, what the hell is his demon noise? How is it disturbing? I'm leaving mystery, people.
If we get 100 likes on this video, we'll let Brody do his demon noise.
How about we make it 200 likes and not sell myself short? It's a good demon noise.
Alright.
So, alright.
Anyway.
Yep.
So I'm like, yeah, I want that. And Brody was like, I mean, sure, babe, whatever you want. And I took that as nah, man. That was basically what you were like.
Yeah.
Don't give me that look.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I guess. But because the thing is, they have a create your own race system, but it's more for like mechanical things rather than like role playing things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I want a creature that's good at spell casting, and it looks like this. Okay, yeah, that's understandable. But like when you incorporate lore bits and like habitual habits and weird little things like that, that's when it gets difficult.
And so then I'm like, alright, well, I'll scrap that idea, and I'll save it for like a Mutants and Masterminds campaign or whatever.
Yeah.
It'll be a fun time. And then I was listening to Welcome to Night Vale with Brody because he likes that now. And
whatever, you know. I enjoy it. I like it.
Listen to
I
Welcome to
like
Night
it.
Vale. Do it. Listen to Welcome to Night Vale. Anyway, so
okay, fun fact. At first, I was like, oh my god, this seems like a bit much. And I didn't like it as much.
Right.
But, like, what really got me, though, was the live.
Mm-hmm.
The live ones are significantly, like, more easy to dip in. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Makes sense.
You're gonna miss out on a lot. And also, fun fact, not really fun fact, word of advice. If you don't understand something, just say that's how it is and accept it for what it is.
You're never gonna get an explanation.
Yeah, you're never gonna get an explanation. Just anytime you get have a question, just assume that someone would apply the exact same thing. Like, oh, why do they collect teeth to make wishes? Just say to yourself, oh yeah, you collect teeth as you collect teeth to make wishes, and then say as you do, because that's the only way you're going to be able to sleep at night.
Yep. Basically.
That was just gibberish. But
I was listening to it,
yep.
And I was like, I heard one of my favorite characters, because she appears in most of the live shows, if not all of them, and she's the faceless old woman who secretly lives in your home.
Oh my god, her voice though.
Her voice is pretty good. She's played by Mara Wilson, who's also the same girl who was on Matilda. She played Matilda. So, yeah.
Her voice is honeyish.
Yeah. She's like the female version of Cecil.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I was like, yo, what if there was like a younger, faceless old woman who was hella attractive to make people think that she was completely innocent and weak and shit, and she didn't have a face, and she just wore masquerade masks to hide the fact that she doesn't have a face, and she eats children.
Yeah, the eat children part is where I kind of was like, oh, alright then. That's going to be easy to work a campaign around.
And then Brody was like showing me all the classes and stuff, and he's like, okay, so I said something like, what about the psychic class or whatever, and he's like, okay, and he was going through all the archetypes of the psychic class, and one of them was like mutation, like mental mutation, and you can literally mutate your body, extend your fingers and your legs, and become like a weird-ass creepy monster. And, yep.
Have you ever seen Slenderman?
Yep, basically.
That.
But, with hella long fingers.
They're legitly coming out with a movie.
I know.
I'm not happy.
I'm not happy either, but I'm gonna see it.
Creepypastas are just...
But the Slenderman came from, like, an actually really good...
Yeah, and then the internet got a hold of it, and...
Yeah.
As the internet does with things, ruins it.
Yeah.
Takes wholesome content and just destroys it.
Oh, well. So, yep, basically, I'm like, I'm gonna be a monster that seduces people and eats children. And Brody's like, okay, whatever you want.
Oh, side note, I then proceeded to say she had to be evil. And fun fact about Pathfinder is, your alignment plays a lot more into Pathfinder because it is required for certain classes for your alignment to be certain ways. Like, I'm pretty sure, not for Paladin anymore, but for some Paladins, you have to have a lawful good alignment. Or for some, classes, like if you were to play a Warlock, I don't know if a Warlock exists in Masterminds Pathfinder, but like certain things require certain alignments.
Yeah. So I mean, it was totally like, I'm gonna be a chaotic evil. I'm just gonna eat these children.
Yeah. Also, certain spells you need a certain alignment to cast. There's alignment-themed spells.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Oh, alignment-themed subclasses are archetypes. I say subclasses because I'm so used to it.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty rad.
Okay, well, I'm not doing this idea anymore, so I'll be able to talk about it.
Oh, sweet.
So, I had an idea for Pathfinder campaign involving, I don't remember how I came to this idea, but it involved a Ifrit, which I believe is a type of genie, a fire genie, and I was thinking along the lines of where the players managed to screw up something, and now instead of getting a wish from a genie, the genie has a wish, right? 3 wishes. And the whole campaign thing is he wants to increase his treasure holds, right? So he has them go hunt for 3 pieces of treasure, you know what I mean? The stereotypical thing. But what they don't know is the 3 pieces of treasure are actually keys to releasing him disguised as other pieces of treasure. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we're getting a dagger, shield, and helmet. That's, inconspicuous because they're not obviously pieces of a key. And then the end campaign, the end of it would be like, oh, thank you for these pieces. And then you guys would have probably been like, oh, do we get our wish now or something? And he's like, oh, actually, you just released me.
Oh.
And I'm going to go wreak havoc on the world. And that wasn't even going to be the end of the campaign. I was thinking that would be the halfway point.
Right.
And then they would have to get, like, more pieces of some sort to reseal him. Maybe, like, they visit the graves of the original people who sealed him. Let's say 5 people, and each of them have, like, an artifact that they used to seal him.
Well,
yeah.
That actually sounds pretty fun.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. I might still do something along the lines of, like, artifact collecting. Because my one pet peeve / weakness is giving out magical items. They either end up being too powerful, or the players never use them, and I'm afraid of giving them more magical items, because then at the end of the campaign, they have, like, 15 different items, but all of them cast first level spells. You know what I mean? That's powerful.
Yeah.
That's a power. Like, my current campaign, they have a party popper that fires magic missiles. Haven't used it once. Not once.
Oh.
And they've almost died several times. So I'm surprised they haven't used it. But, like, I'm afraid to give them more magic items because they already have really good magic items. They just haven't used them. I'm typically giving out magical items now that have a limited number of uses. But they haven't used the magical items yet.
Oh.
So I'm afraid to give them out more because I have a bunch of good ideas, but they're not cycling through them fast enough. So I think I'm going to throw more encounters, but by throwing more encounters, I have to now work on new ways to introduce more encounters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I would never just throw demons at people in the woods with no explanation.
Yes, you would.
No, that was I was throwing shade, as the kids say.
Oh, who are you throwing shade at?
Caleb. I mean, I kicked their asses for that one time I played a character and then immediately was like, hey, Brody, can you DM instead? And that's how I DM'd for Orkmane.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm Caleb's cousin, for any new people watching the video.
Yep. And he keeps saying that I'm his best friend, so I'm his best friend.
Yep.
There we go.
Boop. Yoink. Yeet.
By the way, Caleb, I wasn't saying that to be shady. I totally am okay with being your best friend. That's that. Okay. But no, Brody wouldn't throw demons in a forest, but he would totally just kill off one of the best characters he's created to prove a point.
Yep, I killed off my favorite character to prove a point, and it worked. It did. And
I was walking to my TAing position at the elementary school, and I just nearly broke down crying.
Yep.
Because it hit me at that moment that Jean was dead.
Yep. I have that effect on people. I'm not going to tell this story now, but I once almost, I don't want to say almost, and I don't want to say they did, but I'm going to say it for the sake of this video. I did make the whole Orkmane crew cry, or at least get hyper depressed through pure narration and audio music of the saddest song you will ever hear, and we'll edit the description so the link is in the video.
Okay.
Or link in the description.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is the sad song.
The sad song.
Yep. And through that and some narration and some somber tones, almost made them cry.
Oh.
I might have made them cry. It's a bit hazy. We had to stop, like, playing for a bit after that. No one really felt like it anymore.
Oh.
It was good. Speaking of which, if this gets uploaded before I meet any of the Orc Meet or messaging the Orc Meet crew, I got a little something to spice up our D&D sessions. I'm not going to say what, but I am later in the video. So, we'll just leave it at that. You know what I'm talking about, Dani, right?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, I got several things I think. I'm playing with one of them right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
It glows.
It's actually pretty cool.
They all glow.
It looks cool in the dark.
Yep. It's going to be a magical item.
Yeah.
I figured I'm going
I enjoy having campaigns with real life items.
Yeah.
That you can
Fun fact.
interact with.
Yeah, I'm going to start incorporating actual real life items into our D&D campaigns. Because, I don't know, I feel like it adds more to it. Oh, I had this great idea. If only I had a job.
Huh.
You already know about this idea. Giving people $20, right?
Oh, yeah!
To go to a dollar store and buy items to cosplay as their characters. Or equipment or whatever. So if you're playing an orc barbarian who uses a battle axe, you go to a dollar store, buy a toy axe, some barbarian clothes, whatever you think that is. You know, just something that intrigue, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It'd be fun.
It'd be fun, I think.
No, Brody and I just recently finished a campaign that I did where I used, like, real life items to have him, like, discover different, like, powers and shit that he had, which was fun. So
I feel like I ended that campaign pretty well.
yeah, you did.
I kind of, at the end, I kind of did reverse the roles of...
It was like 2 DMs fighting head-to-head over who had controlled the campaign. It was really fun.
Yeah, it was... I kind of... My, like, leaving speech where I wrote puppet on the wall and then did the whole speech of how, like...
Yeah.
blah blah blah, are you gonna follow me thing.
Yeah.
It almost was like I was the DM at the end and
Yeah.
Dani was the player. It was a really that's not how at all I expected to end.
Me neither.
But I'm
honestly.
glad it ended like that.
Yeah, me too. Like I had a few endings planned out, but that wasn't it. And you refused to fight any of the bosses that I had for you.
Pacifist run, hands down. I don't want to prove I'm strong. I want to prove I'm smart.
Yeah. So that was fun.
Knowledge is power. Lamborghini. Yeah, if you guys want us to talk more about, like, we keep referencing, like, Jean, the campaign Dani just ran. If you guys want us to talk more about those, let us know in the description. Recently, I started going to an anime club. Fun fact.
I'm going to be going tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going tomorrow.
I'm excited about.
Judge us if you want for going to anime club. It was actually pretty nice. We just bullshit with the people there. It was great. And Dani wasn't able to come
because I had practice.
Yeah.
Because I accidentally got the lead in a musical.
Yeah.
Whoops.
As one does.
As one does.
Yeah. So, do you have a new topic?
New topic. I mean, we could branch off and just talk about characters and shit, since we're on this D&D roll.
Okay. Okay, that was clever. Oh, Dani got a D60.
And I was gonna use it in a fight against Brody, but he never fought my boss, so it's fine.
No, instead I just talked about how stupid the boss was right to his face.
Yep.
And then proceeded.
And he was like, dude, I literally have your friend kidnapped.
Yep.
Have been torturing her for months.
Yep.
Alright, that's fine. It's totally fine.
I don't know. I feel like... Do you want to explain, like, what was going on? Or what was, like, you know, the general... starting from where we started the campaign.
Right. Okay, so basically one day I texted Brody, we're going to start from the very beginning. And I'm like, I have a campaign idea. And you're going to do it because that's what you do. And I'm going to take a few risks and buy a few items and see if this works out.
I didn't know that's what she meant by risk. I was really confused.
In 10 miles, continue onto US Highway 53.
Thanks, Siri. So, and I was like, okay, I'm going to take a few risks and see if if it works out, but I'm really excited because it's sort of like an ambitious thing that I'm doing. And
Yeah.
he's like, all right, no idea what you're talking about, but yeah, sure, I'll give it a go.
Yep.
And he made a character, and the first day we were there, I handed him a box that was tied up with a ribbon. And I said, okay, you find this on your doorstep. He opens it, and inside is a locked box, like a key that would go to a music box, like a twist key, and a letter. And was there something else, or was it just the letter? Oh, and no, I think it was just the letter.
And the notebook.
Oh, and the notebook. That was locked with a coded lock.
Yep.
So, and in the letter was a spell that if he read it out loud, which he did first thing, instead of investigating the box and shit, it would make him enter this fictional world.
What if I never read it?
What if you'd have read it eventually? I know you would have, because I know you.
Oh, okay.
So, and in that fictional world, he basically goes through Melody's stories. Melody was his friend.
Melody was missing for 2 months.
Yeah, and he tried to find her because his character is a hacker, and
Yep, I was a hacker.
but he couldn't find any trace of her, and so
Matthew, fucking dick. We'll elaborate on how he's just an asshole later.
Oh my goodness. So Melody was missing, and he basically was traveling through her stories to find her. And yeah, that's what happened. You want to talk about how much Matthew's a dick?
I thought you were gonna start with that, but well, I'll jump ahead. So anyway, after dimension hopping, by the way, through her stories, I find out there's this guy holding her hostage, right? His name is Matthew. So, I'm like, oh, Matthew's like this all-powerful whatever, because he can talk to me and possess me no matter what dimension I'm in. So, I end up meeting this guy, right? And apparently he's omnipotent. And he can break the fourth wall. Yet he's calling me a dumbass for not being able to find her. Yet he knows that I wasn't able to find her because technically she doesn't exist in my world. She exists in a storybook right now. Where hacking can't reach. And I brought this up to him and he's like, And he's omnipotent and can break the fourth wall. So, I don't know. He obviously knows that I wasn't supposed to find her because this is part of a game. A D&D game. And so I found out you can't alter other people's characters. Oh, fun fact. I got Melody's book and pen, which allows me to alter reality. But you can't alter other characters. But you can alter yourself. So I gave myself omnipotence. Ha! Well, no, I didn't give myself omnipotence. I gave myself the powers that Matthew possesses.
Okay, were you able to do that, by the way?
By writing in the book?
No.
I don't remember.
I took the pen. Okay, so I set it up so that the pen is in real life as well.
Okay, yeah, the pen is a physical object, and Dani set this overarching rule that whoever has the pen in real life possesses it in game. So, while Dani was monologuing, I just walked over and gripped it out of her hands. Because Matthew was being a dick, being like, you don't have the pen. And because Matthew stiff-armed me into giving the pen to Ovid, who is another character.
Yeah.
He possessed her and was all like, oh, you better give her the pen. It's your only way. And I gave her the pen, and oops, nothing happened really. She just left, and I had to...
She jumped off a building.
Yeah, she jumped off a building, but she disappeared after that.
Oh.
Anyway, so my thing was that so now I just took it out of Dani's hands, and I'm like, oh, I have the pen now, and the book. And then I wrote down in the book, as Tennyson has all the powers that Matthew has. So I had omnipotence, meaning I realized that Brody has the book in real life.
Yep.
And all that.
And basically, it continued like that because I'm like, shit, I'm not as strong as Brody in real life, so
yeah,
I'm not going to get that pen back.
Because Brody's an asshole.
Oh, yep, Brody is an asshole.
Yeah, so it ended up to the point where...
They were basically equals at the end. And, like, treated each other as...
Oh, yeah. But hold on. We got to get to that.
Okay.
We got to get to that. So, I'm trying to figure out, like, a deal to make it so Matthew can get what he wants, I can get what I want, and Melody can be set free. and Melody gets what I want, or whatever, what she wants. And so I give the book and pen to Melody, because she's the only one who can leave and help us, right? So I do that. In-game, I give Melody the book and pen, and she just leaves us there. Oh, plot twist, but I called it right off the bat. I was actually one of Melody's characters.
Oh.
And I called it right off the bat. There's some pages ripped out of her notebook, the book that I keep referencing. You need the book and the pen to alter reality. There's 2 pages ripped out, Matthew's page and my page. Anyway, and so she wanted to leave me there in Matthew's dimension with Matthew to rot, right? And so I was talking to Matthew, and I'm like, you know, we're just puppets. Nothing matters. And he's like, don't you feel angry? And I'm sitting there like, yeah, but we're just creations of Melody. We exist to her means. We're just puppets. And then I said, let's just go. And he's like, what do you mean, let's just go? We can't leave. Those aren't the rules. And he's like, what do you expect? You don't have the book and pen. And I'm like, no, we're gonna leave. And Dani's like, look at me like, what do you mean? And so I write in the book, in the real world, because Tennyson may not possess the book.
This is getting really confusing with people who have.
Yeah, I know. I probably is. But Tennyson didn't have the book, but I did. Brody Perry in real life had the book. So I just wrote down in the book, a doorway appears. And then I was like, I'm gonna walk the doorway. And I'm like, are you coming with? And he's like, what is all this for? What is all this? Puppets, whatever. Because I wrote on the wall, puppet, before I left. And I was telling him, like, listen, you're gonna do whatever the person controlling you wants you to do. So by me asking you, are you coming with me? It's already decided. So are you coming with me? And he said, I guess. And then we ended it there, right? And I was asking him, like, oh, what do you want to do? Blah, blah, blah. Because he's everything evil, and I'm everything good. But at the same time, you know, whatever. We don't have to be evil and good. We're just whatever.
Right.
So then I realized, wait a minute. I have the book. Brody has the book. Oh,
I don't need to pull over.
Yeah. And so I was like, because we were still stuck in the story world. We weren't in the real world with Melody. And I was like, oh, we can get to the real world. And Matthew was like, what do you mean? And out of game, I'm like, hey, Dani, change the rules. And she's like, why should I? I'm like, just do it. Why not? It doesn't matter.
I'm like, you got me there.
Yeah, so she changed the
In
rules.
half a mile, continue onto US Highway 53.
Thanks for telling me to go straight, Siri.
I know, I hate that.
Always need you by my side.
But, so basically, Dani changed the rules so we could leave the story world. And we left the story world. And being omnipotent, I realized that Melody is just a puppet to Dani's character, or
Continue
Dani.
onto US Highway 53.
Oh.
In a quarter mile, continue onto US 53 North.
Great. I hate how he has
Continue onto US 53 North.
Thanks for telling me to go straight, Siri. Love you, babe.
For
Alright.
52
Okay,
miles,
for 52 miles.
continue on US 53 North.
Hopefully we won't be interrupted by her for a while now.
Yeah. So basically, we went to the real world, and we told Melody that she's just a puppet, and that she has no control, and the book is useless. And she tried writing something in the book. Lo and behold, it doesn't work because Dani doesn't have the book, Brody has the book. And so then Brody changed her character to prove a point that she's just another character in this story. And then I let Matthew kill her, and then I brought her back to life to further prove the fact that none of us are in control of what's going on. And then I said, you guys want to go see a movie? And they're like, what? And then I wrote in the book that, yeah, let's go see a movie, because that's what they want us to do. So basically I forced them to go see a movie, and that's where we ended the campaign. Yep. So that was really confusing probably to no one who's experienced.
If you understood all of that, congratulations.
You need at least an IQ of
240.
2:40.
4:20. Yes.
Dinkweed. Wow, we've been doing this for 30 minutes.
Woo. Let's keep going.
All right. What now? What now should we talk about? Oh, hold on.
We mentioned a character, Ovid.
Ovid?
Should we explain her more?
Yeah. Do you want to do the honors or?
Yeah, because she's my character.
Right.
So basically, there's been this character that I've kept with me throughout all of my years of writing stories. Her name started out as Rebecca. She was a very underdeveloped character who was basically a conduit for the fact that I was being bullied as a child, and I wanted to beat them all up and show them how cool I was. So yeah, Rebecca happened, and then I got rid of her because I hate having characters who basically are me, because I just don't like that. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna create Mallory, because I was really mad because I used to have long red hair, and I was really mad that I couldn't make a character with long red hair that people didn't automatically think was me. So I made Mallory, and I gave her long red hair, and I'm like, I'm gonna make her the exact opposite of me.
Yep.
And then she was me. So accidentally, she kind of was just like, oh, I'm your self-insert now. And that's how that happened. So I decided to use her as a base for my second...
Stage 3?
Yeah, Stage 3, my second Mutants and Masterminds character, who I decided to call Ovid, because that's basically there was this trans kid at a women's rights convention that I was a part of, and his name was Ovid, and I thought it was the coolest name ever. I never told him that. Ovid, if you're hearing this,
What are
it's
you
the coolest
doing?
name ever.
What are you doing watching our content?
Exactly. But so I decided to name her because I enjoy making female characters.
Same though.
A sort of like a feminine version of the name Ovid, but it was still pronounced Ovid. And so...
You know, I identified at this point, like, Ovid's been used so much in unison with a female character
Yeah.
that I honestly think Ovid's a female name every time someone says it.
Right. But not because, okay, that wasn't a transphobic decision, it was just my personal decision. Just throwing that out there.
I don't think anybody assumed, like, wow,
Okay.
you're transphobic.
No.
After I was at a women's right feminist
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Besides the fact that I'm also a demigirl and sort of on the trans spectrum.
Anyway.
So her name is Ovid, and she was basically Stage 3 of Mallory. And I altered one of Mallory's powers to basically give her hands that could kill people if she touched them. And she can't control them, so she wears gloves all the time. And she went to basically Hogwarts, but for powerful people.
Yeah. Okay, so let me just sum it up.
Yeah.
Alright.
You created the school.
Yeah, no.
Eventide Academy.
I'm also dipping into your character. Okay, so Ovid is Rogue from the X-Men. If you don't know what that is, you got Google. Rogue, R-O-U-G-E. That's how you spell it, maybe. I don't know. I can't spell. But she ended up going to the school, Eventide Academy, which was basically a mixture of Charles Xavier's school for gifted youngsters and Hogwarts. So it was like this modern campus place for people with gifts and powers, whether they be magical, super, whatever. It's just powers. Because reasons, there's a lot of background lore for like why the Institute was created. And so yeah, Ovid went there with the zany cast of characters.
Sort of forced to go there.
Yeah, she was forced to go there.
She got a scholarship.
She got a scholarship, quotation marks.
Yep.
As most kids do. It's either that or be hunted by people. So the background lore of why Eventide was created is because basically the world that Eventide exists in, there are people who capture these kids and use them as weapons or test subjects, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Just fun times all around.
Yeah, fun times. So, and the school was created as a safe haven for all those kids.
Really, it's not. It's just like, let's throw all of these kids in a school and hope things
Well,
doesn't
what do you
blow up.
expect when you throw a bunch of hand grenades in a basket?
True. That's why it's on an island. Anyway.
Yeah, that's why it's on an island.
Ovid went to the school, and like the first day, she pissed off the main guy, the main mafia controller, bully guy.
Who then became the, greatest character ever.
Gideon, I love him.
Okay, so Dani had this vendetta against this one character, Gideon, who I kind of made as the leader of the bullies, aka the bad crowd of kids. He had electricity powers, yada yada yada. And so basically, she kept having this vendetta against him for no reason, because he was in charge of the bullies, but he made sure that they didn't, like, do anything super out of character, you know what I mean? Super out of crazy mode.
Yeah.
Whatever. So, I altered reality to where Gideon wasn't in charge, and he was just a nerdy kid who played D&D.
Yep.
And so Ovid couldn't make fun of him anymore, because that would just be cruel.
Yup.
And so then she became his friend, and they played D&D together.
They basically became best friends. It was sweet, but I was mad because I couldn't be a dick to Gideon.
Oh my god, Mordecai?
Mordecai's the worst. Anyway, back to Ovid.
Mordecai's not the worst. Mortimer's the worst.
Mortimer's the worst. Mordecai's a bean. Okay, back to Ovid. One character at a time.
Sorry. It's just to explain one, you have to explain...
You have to explain several.
Yeah.
So, Ovid, the first day that she was there, basically pissed off everyone, but made it so that nobody wanted to touch her for fear of being killed. So she basically just scared everybody into submission.
Now she... Fun fact, Ovid got ousted out of Eventide Academy.
Because of fucking Mortimer.
Yeah, okay, but that's like 4 sagas later, alright? Some crazy shit went down.
She almost blew up the school.
Okay, that's yeah, almost blew up the school, got possessed by a demon girl, proceeded to fight an immortal guy. There's a lot of shit that went down, alright?
Yeah, Ovid was at the center of it.
The current...
She's a little shit.
Yeah, the current, where Ovid currently resides is she's at Silencia Academy, which is actual Hogwarts.
She gets in trouble a lot more there.
Yeah, she gets in trouble a lot more there. And she got...
actual, like, teacher berating student trouble rather than gonna blow up the school trouble, because Eventide is more loose with its rules because the teachers just make sure the kids don't kill anyone else.
Yeah.
And they're like, the kids are actually being trained to, like, be guardians or whatever.
Yeah.
And now it's like, fuck this shit.
We're Hogwarts, but everything's like the defensive dark arts class.
Right.
But, so Silencia Academy.
Yep. That's fun. She doesn't like it there.
Yeah, well, she picked a fight with this girl, and then proceeded to get, what was it, 1 hit, 6 KO'd?
Yeah.
Okay, so this girl rolled enough damage to kill Ovid's character.
4 times over.
4 times over. So...
But the only reason she held on was because she basically just grappled her.
Yeah, instead of...
And stole her energy.
Yeah, instead of... No. That's what you wanted to say. But the real reason is she did a restrained attack because it was for a class exercise.
No, you told me.
Oh, yeah, that's how I rationalized it.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't just going to have Ovid have her head facing caved. Head face.
No, you said we can probably rationalize that the only reason she's still alive is because of some of the residual energy from what she stole from Isabella.
Yeah. But in mechanic-wise, Ovid should have been dead.
She should have.
Super dead.
Super dead.
Like, not even dead, just like so dead that someone has to go to whatever afterlife she resides in and be like, yo, we have to move you. You're dead again.
You're dead again.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that wouldn't be any fun.
Yeah, that wouldn't be any fun.
And I love her.
Yeah.
So
I want to keep her alive just long enough for her to be tortured again and again and again. We have been doing this for 43 minutes. How much space do you have on your phone?
It's a new phone, so
a lot? Okay, good.
Yeah.
This is great then. I was hoping okay, cool. Let's continue though. Where should we branch off?
Let's talk about one of your characters then, since we've been talking about one of my characters.
I have a lot of characters.
John,
my
favorite.
But to talk about John, we have to talk about Mac.
Mac, okay,
We'll talk about Mac.
So Mac is my second character in the Eventide campaign.
Yeah, we wanted to do a branch off of Eventide, revolving a less combat, less high stake campaign, only to then become equally as high stake.
Yeah, because you decided to introduce Mortimer.
Damn straight. Okay, so fun fact. Gideon's sister, in both realities, was hazed. Well, that's a nice...
Hazed to an extreme extent.
Hazed to an extreme extent. Like by the bullies.
Uh-huh.
We're talking about kidnapping, torturing, and, leaving strung up naked on the school premises. I wanted to make it very like, oh crap, like because she doesn't talk as much anymore. Like she's obviously very like traumatized.
Yeah.
I wanted to make it good.
And basically, Mortimer is the chaotic evil version of Gideon in this universe.
Yeah, he's always been in charge, but Gideon hasn't known about it in both realities.
Right.
But how should we say this? Mac had the ability to smell death.
Mac has this ability where all of his senses. He's also a trans boy, which is nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's a pure being, and he.
I love how after shit hit the fan, I kept saying her.
Yeah.
And you were like, and you were like, don't you
I was
mean?
so mad.
Out of game, Dani would be like, don't you mean he? And I'm like, no, I know what I said.
I was so mad. It was like psychological for me to hear that as well.
Yep.
Like someone who doesn't always use she pronouns. Yeah, that was very tough to hear. And someone who has a friend who uses primarily he pronouns, despite being born female.
Yeah.
It was awful.
I know.
So
it was to further describe that Mortimer is a monster.
yeah.
Fun fact about Mortimer. Mortimer actually wears a mask and gloves, so no one knows who he is.
Yeah.
And I was originally going to make him Mordecai, a character who is a wholesome boy who has the ability to control emotions. And he suffers from anxiety and depression, so he's constantly hunched over, skittish.
He doesn't talk either.
Oh yeah, he doesn't talk, not because he can't, because he's just super
He's
fearful.
selectively mute.
Yeah, he's selectively mute, and he does sign language.
Yep. So
Yeah.
anyway, Mac. Because he's the basis for
Yeah.
like all of these changes.
Yeah.
He basically
Yeah.
he has the power. His gift is his senses are sort of heightened to an extreme extent. So he can smell death. He can hear thoughts. He can see emotions, auras, we say.
Yeah.
And he can. His taste is just off the charts. Like he can't taste. And if the scent of death is strong enough, he can taste death as well, which is always fun. Because rotting corpses.
Yeah, make sure to yell.
Make sure to yell. I
Yeah.
am yelling.
Like, you're not yelling loud enough.
Oh well.
Okay.
So basically all his senses are awful, and it's debilitating at times. Like when Ovid blew up the school, he
Yeah.
basically had a seizure because everybody smelled extremely of death.
Yep. So, Mac. And so, with Mac, I had to make a new cast of characters.
Yep.
And so I did. I made John, Malcolm, or not Malcolm. Was that his name, Malcolm?
No.
No, it wasn't Malcolm.
It was all.
Yeah. ULLR. So we'll just say you. Or we'll just say Odin. Because, yeah. I made Odin. Odin was unisex?
Yeah.
Odin didn't have a gender really because he was a special kind of gifted. There's a category of gifted called God Sent, and they are gifted people who have the ability of the different gods. And Odin, quotation marks, had the god abilities of ULLR, but I'm saying Odin because I can't say every time because that'd be annoying.
Yep.
And so
she was just.
yeah. No one really knew what their gender was.
Yep.
Because Godsend can kind of change their gender at will, but don't. But they sometimes do by accident.
We alternate he, she, they pronouns at will.
Yeah.
So.
Fun fact, you actually haven't found out an important factoid about Ol.
Is it why they keep forgetting?
Yep.
Why,
Yep.
like, things they tell me?
Ol
Like, one time...
keeps disappearing. Like, just all of a sudden, like...
One time, I got the shit beat out of me, and when I was trying to say Mordecai, and, Ol was like, yo, I'll come with you, because I'm a good friend,
and a badass.
And a badass, and I'll help you. And then I show up there, and he's fucking gone.
Yeah, he was
nowhere
there.
to be seen.
He was there, but as soon as they, like, as she turned around, he was gone.
Yeah.
So, fun fact.
Yep. And then I'm like, yo.
I gotta introduce other characters.
Fine.
Alright. Megan, who is Gideon's older sister. Jean,
Who is the best character?
who is the best character. Jean was actually originally like a side, almost like not important. He was like obviously the second tier of the second group, but he ended up becoming the best character because his gift is unknown, because Jean is a magician and a magician never reveals their secrets. And so there's like fan clubs about like what is his gift, because no one knows.
Yeah. He's like the huge conspiracy of the school.
Yeah.
And he uses his gift, which is obviously extremely powerful,
Yep.
purely for street magic.
Not street magic, magic tricks.
Just, yeah.
He's done some pretty insane stuff against Damien.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like a lot of the stuff he does to impress people is like overcomplicated street magic.
Yeah. Like, he's the kind of guy who's like, hey, can you pass me the salt? And he's like, oh, yeah, I can. Check your pocket. And there's, like, packets of salt. You know, kind of, like, and no one knows how he does it. Like, yeah.
Yep.
So, John's a wholesome boy. He died.
It was awful.
If anybody's, so, spoiler warning for Flash. Okay, all of you who care about Flash are gone. So Flash, season 3, I think, or 4. No, season 3. Basically, he did a switcheroo disguised as another person. Will was gonna die, and so he disguised himself as Will. And yeah,
Will is like
Will is Jesus,
except you can't turn water into wine.
except for he can't turn water into wine. That's his joke.
That's his joke. That's it. That's his character. No, he's basically he has the same power as Ovid, but he was able to perfect it and use it to his advantage. So he basically collected.
Yeah.
He basically is a collector of abilities.
Yeah, he has infinite number of abilities, almost infinite. Like, he collected some new abilities when those kids broke into the school.
Right.
He can make new abilities.
Right.
He basically has copy and paste. Copy, cut, and paste, I would say, too.
Yeah.
Kind of like Ovid, except for his isn't hand-based, it's literally sense-based. If he can hear you and, like, understand what you're doing, like, oh, this person's shooting a fire blast behind me, he can copy it.
Right.
So, he was, yeah, Ovid...
But he became powerful over, like, centuries of practice.
Well, okay, he didn't get powerful over centuries. No, he did, but, like, it was several centuries, because he then developed the ability to alter time and reality jump. So he's existed in infinite number of realities, except for this one was new to him, and he hasn't experienced this one before, so he decided to play it out.
Yeah.
Because it was brand new.
Yeah.
Like, he had an infinite number of time, and after, like, counting to infinity, he finally found one repeating number.
Yep. So.
That was Will.
Yep.
William.
William.
Oh, and his little sister, Veronica.
The fucking bitch.
Okay, so Veronica wasn't supposed to exist in this reality, but she's Will's sister, his little sister. And something was off about her, and they eventually found out that she's currently being possessed by the collective of Veronica.
Yeah.
Like all of Veronica's alternate reality, whatever.
And for some reason, they took an interest in Ovid and were like, hey, yo, I'm gonna blow up the school. I was like, but why? And they're like, you got me there. How about this?
Yeah, so...
I'll take over your dreams and I won't blow up the school. And I was like,
Okay, I feel like we should say a crucial part.
Which is?
So I mentioned earlier how kids, not earlier, like 5 minutes ago, not even, kids broke into the school and Will acquired new powers. They were broken into the school, but the twist was they weren't them. Veronica possessed these kids to break into the school and then possessed Connor.
Yep. Connor.
We will not talk about Connor's origin, but we will just say this. He is a vampire with dual personality. And he has an older sister who also is not supposed to exist in this reality. And the plot twist is that the sister is actually a gender-bent version of him. Named Cameron.
Yep.
Shout out to Jake, because Jake's name, Connor,
right,
and his mom's name, Cameron.
Oh.
That's where I got the names.
Oh.
So, and yeah, basically got possessed and was gonna go supernova, because Connor and Cameron have the same ability as Ovid and Will, but theirs is through blood transfer.
Yep.
Because they're vampires.
And
Paige
the Bean. So Ovid has a ginormous crush on Paige.
Paige is this little book nerd girl with
The ability to explode.
Yeah, so she explodes. Like, we're talking, it depends. Like, nuke or supernova, maybe just hand grenade based on her emotional status. She stays close to Will because Will helps nullify her powers and absorb some of it.
Right.
But she's gotten by the end of the arc, though, I would say she's gotten control of it, except for when John died. Oh wait, no, she hasn't found out yet that
she
John.
hasn't found out.
She was about to find out because John was shish kebabbed in that What If story.
Yeah.
By what did I name him?
He's the Black Knight.
Yeah, the Black Knight. There was this character that I introduced, which was basically he had no gift, but like his abilities were innate. Like his DNA was normal for a human, but somehow he was exhibiting powers.
Right.
And he shish kebabbed John. And they had to call up the world's greatest hitman, Bryce, to heal him.
Yep.
I feel like this is almost becoming like a Welcome to Night Vale side story. Like we're just saying all these weird things that people are just supposed to be like, yeah, of course, Bryce the hitman who can heal people.
Basically, I'm gonna title this video something like
Welcome to Eventide.
Yeah, Welcome to Eventide, where we rant about D&D for hours.
Welcome to Eventide, motherfucker. Anyway, it's a great way to kill time, though, you know?
Yeah,
like, it's working out real well.
Yeah,
we'll need to remember
this. I'm not gonna crash anytime soon.
Yeah, we'll need to remember this next time.
Yeah, we will.
Yep. So yeah, where do we go now?
Okay, so you were in the middle of a story, I think.
Where was I?
Where?
That's the worst part. I hate that. I hate watching YouTube videos where they're in the middle of a story and then they stop.
Okay, so let's backtrack. Black Knight.
Yeah, Black Knight.
We're talking about
Cameron, Connor.
Paige.
Veronica.
Yeah, there we go.
So Veronica.
Connor had
almost
drank Paige's blood because Paige was going to explode, and he's like, nah, fam. I'm going to slow your heart rate down and make you pass out so you don't. So Connor gained the ability to explode because he drank Paige's blood.
And then Veronica possessed Connor with this newfound boom boom ability and threatened to blow up the school unless Ovid made a deal.
Yep.
And Ovid made the deal. So then Ovid had to spend every night, instead of sleeping, when she goes to sleep, she enters this demented dimension. Like, it's the school, but it's backwards and creepy.
Right.
And just sitting there talking to Veronica, right? And that's it. That's pretty much it. That was the end goal. And Ovid was like, why are you doing this? What do you have to gain from it? And Veronica just wanted to fuck with her.
Yep.
I mean, Veronica was immortal and omnipotent almost. So, I mean, really, what else?
What else could you do?
I'm starting to see why Matthew was the way he was.
Yeah.
Because I tortured Dani with all these stupid characters.
Honestly, Matthew existed before I met you. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Matthew's existed for...
As omnipotent, though?
Yes. For a long time.
Looks like everyone makes a character that's omnipotent or some kind of asshole just to be an asshole.
True, but I've never used him in story before. So...
But, do you want to go into the downfall of Veronica?
Oh, yeah. So, basically, Mortimer, who is the worst.
Mortimer, who I made his own character. He was originally going to be a plot twist of he was going to be a completely, like, alternate personality of Mordecai. Like, when Mordecai passes out.
We haven't explained Mordecai yet, either.
Oh, Mordecai was just this character I incorporated to incorporate Mortimer.
He became his own character.
But he became his own character.
And Mac's best friend.
And Mac's best friend.
There we go.
Yep. He once made people so depressed that they almost killed themselves because they were attacking Mac.
Oh.
Remember that?
I do remember that.
Yep.
But and to like put that into perspective, he never uses his power.
Yeah, he never uses his power because
even when he's in danger, he doesn't use it.
Yeah, he gets picked on a lot. How should we segue this? Should we explain Mac's involvement with Mortimer, or should we just go straight into Mortimer finding Ovid?
Yeah, let's just go straight into Mortimer finding Ovid.
Alright, so Mortimer finds Ovid and arranges a deal where Ovid gets Will into Dream Dimension, right? Or no, gets Veronica. Yeah.
He more like forced her into this situation.
Yeah, he forced her into it. It wasn't a deal. It was basically, he said, listen, if you don't do this, you're going to die.
No, he didn't say you're going to die.
Ovid's
so suicidal that
everyone else is going to die.
Yeah, he's like, so I'm going to kill Paige and Gideon if you don't just keep your fucking mouth shut. And he's like...
No, it wasn't keep your mouth shut. It was, if you do this. And then you were being followed by Cheshire and Carter.
Carter was my first character.
Carter was Dani's first character. And she eventually acquired this AI that I made called Cheshire.
And they were the best of friends.
Until they weren't.
Yep. And then we never continued that campaign.
Nope. I feel like that's a campaign that we shouldn't continue because it's wholesome, you know?
No, it's not.
It ended in a great spot.
It did not end in a great spot.
For me, it did. It was great. I incorporated Alice, and then what was it, White Knight?
No.
Who was the guy I left you off with?
You said that I could name him.
Yeah.
And then you're like, what's my name? And then you ended the thing.
Oh, yeah. I never named him. But what was his symbol, though? Wasn't it like...
It was a crown. It was a red crown.
Oh, it was a red crown.
Yeah.
So that was his symbol.
Yeah.
He was another AI that Cheshire made.
Yep. It was like a contingency program.
Oh, we have a full circle now.
Yeah.
The person who made Cheshire was Tennyson.
Yeah.
And so kind of a tie-in to the first campaign I did.
Yes. So...
Where were we? Oh, Ovid was being followed. Ovid informed Will, and Will disappeared off the grid.
No, she informed John.
She informed Jean. Jean disappeared off the grid.
So basically what happened is Cheshire was like, so my creator's being paid to make me follow you. And Ovid's like, alright, so like I can't contact anybody because he was in her phone and like blocking her from reaching anybody or anything.
Yeah.
So, and he was like recording what she was saying and shit, and she's like, alright, so what happens now? And he's like, I mean, like, I don't have anything against you. And she's like, alright. So she takes the phone and she throws it in the toilet.
His goal was to make sure you don't contact Will.
Yeah.
But you contacted John.
Yeah. No, I found John in the hallway.
Oh yeah, you found John in the hallway. And then you told John, and John disappeared. And then cue Dream World, right?
Uh-huh.
So Ovid's dreaming, right?
Yep.
And
Veronica's there.
Oh.
Because she's a bitch.
Also, another fun fact. Was this before? Did Ovid get stiff-armed into going to another school before or after? Before.
Because the principal was like, I'm going to transfer you.
Oh yeah, who was I forgot the name of the one girl. Abigail?
Yeah.
So I made this character, she's a illusionist, almost.
Yeah.
It's hinted that she's an ex-girlfriend of Jean. And she was basically mind-controlling hypnosis. I didn't really specify.
Right.
The principal of the school, headmaster, to transfer Ovid.
Uh-huh.
Yep. And so that happened.
Yep.
And so,
100%.
yep. And so Ovid's sleeping in the dream dimension. Mortimer has the ability of he can gift people mortality or immortality. So he can make the killable unkillable, or the
and
vice versa. We should wait till we pass the semi to continue the story. Okay, perfect. We're past the semi. That makes noise. So, enter Dream World. Mortimer pulls out a gun and just straight up shoots Veronica.
Yep.
But then Will comes and he shoots Will, right? And Ovid running up being like, oh, Will, are you okay? Blah, blah, blah. What can I do? Blah, blah, blah.
She actually, like, because Will has her power, so she pulls up her arm and she's planning on, like, him sapping her energy.
Yeah.
So he can survive.
Plot twist. It's actually Jean.
Yep.
Ta-da, he says, bleeding. And
it is the most dramatic scene.
It was very dramatic.
It was awful.
It was so dramatic.
Can I describe it from like a person who had to experience it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so Ovid's basically watching him bleed out.
Yep. And
she has no idea what to do, so she wants to sap his energy to basically
put him out of his misery. And
he's like, no, it's fine. I've got to keep my gift a secret to the death.
Because as soon as she would have sapped his energy, she would have known what his gift was.
Yeah.
And he was like, nah, I'm writing this secret to my grave.
Yeah, basically. And so she's like, alright, what can I do for you? What is like your last wish? And he pulls out a card deck and says, pick a card. And she does, and then he's like, okay, put it back, and she puts it back. And then he dies in the middle of the trick, and the cards like fall out of his hands. And the card that Ovid picked wasn't in the deck. And so she I forgot how the card was gifted to her. But as she was at As she was at Celestia Academy, a letter was given to her.
A letter, and it was the card, and it says, you know what to do.
Yeah.
Tie back. John would give people cards, and
playing cards.
But playing cards, and by saying the words abracadabra, you could summon Jean, and he would just appear like Max said abracadabra while in her dorm, and John's
his dorm.
Oh right, sorry, we were talking about Mortimer,
yeah.
And I'm just so used to anytime Mortimer's mentioned in Mac in the same sentence.
Yeah.
His dorm, and John, through a puff of smoke, slipped out from under his bed and said ta-da. So that was kind of his little joke.
Yeah.
And so Ovid said abracadabra while holding this playing card at Celestia Academy. And then what happened? Like a hat appeared?
No, a cat.
A cat appeared with a hat.
In a top hat.
It was a white cat.
No, not a wig.
A vest.
A cape.
A cape.
It had a little cape.
It had a little cape. It had a little magician cape, a magician top hat, and it was a little white kid. Like, we're talking baby. And now it just kind of sits on Ovid's shoulder doing magic tricks as a cat.
Yep.
And Ovid named the cat Sean.
Yep.
And I'm not going to say what I have planned for the cat or what the cat is, because I still might continue that in some other story in the future.
Right. So, that was the death of Jean.
Yep.
It was awful.
That was the death of everyone.
It was, basically. Ovid's no longer in Archetypes. She is sad about it.
She's in Celestia Academy.
She fucking hates Celestia.
Oh. You don't like Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
I enjoy them. Still hate Celestia. Not my place. Loved Eventide.
What about BWMA?
BWMA? Oh, well, I mean, Ovid doesn't go there, nor has she ever heard of it before.
No,
so...
no she has. Remember? It exists in the Eventide universe.
It does, but she's never heard of it.
No, she was with Mac, remember?
No.
No, they were off dress shopping. But Mac... yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because
they were dressed out.
They met Malcolm. Malcolm's a character who goes to...
They were with Kim.
They were with Kim.
We didn't explain Kim.
Kim's the best, though.
Kim is the best.
So Kim is a secret rich girl who is blind. Okay, quotation mark blind. She can't see very well because her eyes are super sensitive, but she has vision powers where like she can shoot different beams from her eyes, x-ray vision, all that jazz. And so, but she's low-key blind because her eyes are so sensitive.
But she got contacts.
But she got contacts to help with that from her sister's, her eldest sister's fiance. Her elder sister has no emotion, and her fiance is a super genius. We'll not dive into that now. We'll save that for another video.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, so Kim is secretly rich though. And she was Mac's roommate. And that's who Kim is.
Yep. Kim's a fun time. She and Christy actually become pretty good friends.
Yep.
That's fun.
Yep. Christy's another character.
Yep. She is actually a character that I didn't change the name on because I didn't feel like it.
Yep. Christy's one of Dani's characters.
Yep.
So, but we gotta tie back to Beacon Weaponizer's Academy.
Right.
So basically, I had an idea for a campaign that basically revolved around this idea. I like the show Ruby. I like the show Soul Eater. Let's combine the two. So I combined the anime Soul Eater and the animation. Is it an anime? It's more of a cartoon show called Ruby. RWBY. And I made a whole campaign about it. And Dani made a character. And we played that for 2 sessions.
Yeah.
We haven't played it much.
No.
But it exists in the Eventide universe, so it's worth noting.
Eventide has like a lot of branches.
Eventide has a lot of branches.
It gives us the opportunity
Yeah.
to like.
Eventide is more of like a parent company almost,
Yeah.
and it has different schools in different dimensions. In my world, dimension traveling is a thing, and it's understand we're in hour 9.
Okay.
And just it's a thing, but only those who know about it know about it. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like the magical world in DC Comics, you know. So yeah, and so there's this Silencia is actually in a different world too.
Oh yeah.
It's in a more fantasy-based world.
Yeah.
Ovid went on a date.
Oh, she did.
Yep.
The place got robbed, and she was just like, okay, so these pancakes are dry. Baby,
In 10 miles, continue onto US 2 West.
Pass me the syrup.
Yeah, Ovid went on a date with Tom, who had the ability to harden his skin.
She was like near death at this point because
Yeah, oh, yeah,
she had just gotten sucked in the face.
Yeah, the class before was the class where she died 4 times over.
Yep.
Yep.
So.
Do you think we should wrap it around here?
No, let's just keep going.
Alright.
Fuck it.
Okay, hold on. Just in case if we decide to split this into parts, here's part 1 ending.
Da da da
Da da! Alright.
Okay.